Okay guys, this video is going to be my foundation routine. I've been testing out a few foundations, and if I look funny, it's because like there's a glare on my freaking laptop screen and it's like really fucking with my eyes and it's pissing me off. Alright, so right now the only makeup that I have on is my eyebrows, and like I primed my eyes for the makeup tutorial that I'm going to do later for like the eye tutorial. I think I'm going to do one either with my Tarte palette or some Inglot colors. I'm not sure. But, alright. So, basically, with foundation, you want to find the one that is right for your skin. I have been using, this is the MAC Mineralized Foundation. And, basically, it comes in a compact like this. And you lift it up. To me, this is a very buildable foundation with like medium coverage. I don't necessarily need medium coverage, but what I do is, well, I'll show you what I do when I get there. Usually before I put on foundation, first I always, start off with concealer. And before the concealer, I use a corrector. This is the Bobbi Brown corrector in Dark Peach. Now, I think my last video I think I made a mistake when I was telling people, like, recommending what colors. Like, the Bobbi Brown correctors, like, a lot of them, depending on your skin tone, they can't be worn on its own. Like, if I wanted a concealer that was just, like, lighter underneath my eyes, I could definitely wear this on its own. Wow, this glare is really bothering me. But, yeah, this is the Dark Peach one. If you are an NC43 to maybe an NC45, you can wear the Dark Peach one. Now, when you look on the Bobbi Brown website, there is a thing, even with my Bobbi Brown classes, they gave me a paper basically saying, what skin tones can wear which corrector. Now, supposedly, I can probably wear the Dark Bis one too, but I would think that if you were like an NW43 to NW40, you can probably wear the one that's called Dark Bis, because that one is like more red, I want to say. So basically, it depends on how I feel. Sometimes I use this little tiny concealer brush. This is my e.l.f. one. I have like quite a few of these because they're only $1, and this is like one of my favorite brushes to do like certain details on it. If I'm not mistaken, these are synthetic bristles. Now, you always want to start off with a clean face. I cleaned my face with my L'Oreal Skin Genesis. I toned it to take some of the oil down. Depending on what look you're going for, I kind of like my foundation like right now just to look like my skin, not necessarily matte, not necessarily like super oily. But I primed my face with my moisturizer, and I also put my Benefit Professional stuff on it. I don't know what I did with it, so I can show you guys, just for you guys who don't know what it looks like. But it looks like this. It's an oil-free, lightweight, translucent, silky like thing. And this is just what it says on the back, but it really does describe it pretty well. So this is what it looks like. I don't remember how much I paid for this because I've had it for a couple months now. I probably did a haul with it. I don't remember. So basically, I'm taking this brush, and I'm going to look in my mirror over here. And basically, you want to look down so that you can see exactly where your dark circles are. And basically, correctors that are orange are supposed to cancel out any blue or purple undertones you have in your eye. Now, the Bobbi Brown way to do things, like they tell you, bring it up as close to your lash line as possible, and a lot of times even get into, I'm sorry if the light is bothering you guys, even get into the inner corner to, correct. And basically you just pat it out and then you add more as needed. And like today, it's like so sunny outside that this is probably why you guys are like, why is your lighting different? Because usually I use just artificial light. I guess because I film a lot of my videos in the afternoon. I don't know. I never really do it like this early in the day. It's only 10:02 in the morning. Well, no, I'm lying because my MacBook, the time's a little bit fast. It's like 9:50 something. So that's probably why the sun is where it is. But I'm trying to give y'all, the best look as possible. Now, my skin is far from perfect. I don't necessarily think I need to wear foundation, but I just like the way the finish is. And when I do buy the MAC Face and Body Foundation, I definitely will do a review and then a demo on how I put that on. But from what I understand with that foundation, you have to like shake it up because like stuff separates from it. But it's like a pretty big amount of foundation. So It's pretty. That foundation is like pretty light. Um, Supposedly it's buildable. I don't see how that one is buildable because I don't want to necessarily have like a cake face. Now, it's really important, especially for people who wear glasses, to really like get that right there. I don't wear my glasses all the time. Actually, my glasses, I actually lost them, so I've been wearing my ones from like 2 years ago. I don't know where they are. Like it's pissing me off that I can't find them because who got money to keep buying glasses? Please, not me. All right, so you can leave this, as it is as far as a corrector. But I'm still going to use one of my favorite concealers. This is the MAC Select Cover Up. You can use any one. Like I use this. I use this, the Pro Longwear, or I use the Kat Von D concealer. The Kat Von D concealer is actually like really similar to this, and I use the shade Caramel. You know what's funny? When I was younger, me and my friend, we used to like call each other names. She wanted to be Caramel, but she was really light skinned. Like she's really yellow. And I'm like, how could you be Caramel? I'm more close to Caramel than you. I'm like, you're Toffee. She's like, Toffee isn't sexy. I'm like, well, shit. What you want me to say? What you want me to do about it? I don't make these names of these candies, and I don't make the color. But I'm pretty sure I'm Caramel. I think in the Bobbi Brown foundation, I think I'm the shade Golden. Yeah, Golden. Well, because they have like she has like a lot of foundations, so some of the colors and the formulas are different. So I think the one that I have a sample of is the natural skin something. I don't know, but I'm golden in that one. And then I have like another sample of one that's called Warm Almond, and that's supposed to be like the shade darker than me, but it seems like it's a lot darker than me. Because I thought my mother was like darker than me when I did try to do her foundation. I'm like, whoa, maybe me and you are the same color. But I definitely think my mother's an NW color and not an NC. So she's probably like an NW 35, NW 40. I don't know. I don't really know that much about NW colors because I don't wear them really. I mean, I have the NW 40 concealer in this one, and it works pretty well for me. But then, like, I was going to get it in the Pro Longwear instead. But the Pro Longwear, that shit was too dark. I was like, okay, no, that's wrong. Now, I know you've seen like the concealer thing before. Now, for some people, this can be enough. Like honestly, if you have a concealer, not necessarily this one because it's like kind of hard to get out, but you can mix it with a moisturizer to make it really light. But what I'm gonna do next is, so I'm gonna take, what is this? This is my Urban Decay Deep Slick. This is a setting spray for people with oily skin. I have oily combination skin. It doesn't seem like it right now because my face is like really clean. But basically, I just spray this on my face. Well, mist it. Don't spray because this is expensive. It's like $29 for just like one thing. But I guess Urban Decay partnered with this brand Skindinavia. Now, Skindinavia, they basically do a lot of like theater makeup and setting. I don't know if it's makeup, but I know they do a lot. Have a lot of setting sprays, especially for people who are into theater, like Broadway plays and stuff like that. And they're probably about the same price. And the bottle basically looks the same, but it's just all white. So basically, I sprayed this on my face. Got it in my mouth. Oh, I mean, it smells good, but it doesn't taste good to get on your tongue. So I don't have like a MAC brush like this, which it doesn't really matter. You can use whatever brush you have. But this is my Kirkland brush. I've had this brush for a while. I got it from Costco. It came like a brush set, and it's been doing its thing for me. So yeah. So basically, I opened the foundation. It did have a little sponge in it, but I like threw it out because I had used it. So I just scoop a little bit out. Like that's enough. And then I put it on my hand to like warm it up. And actually this is even probably too much foundation because you don't really need a lot of this because it's a more full coverage type foundation. And depending on if I happen to scoop out too much, I put some more of the D-Slick on. And then I just mix it on my hands. And then basically I pat it on. And like most black women, we have, or even just women of color in general, we have like a lot of hyperpigmentation, basically meaning that some areas on our skin is darker. Like you probably can't tell because of my lighting or my camera, but around my mouth is slightly darker than the rest. So you can definitely, use concealer on that. But I don't know. I'm only 23. Maybe I have wrinkles or whatever. But I don't like shit settling into the lines of my face, like creasing, and usually around my mouth because I talk a lot and I smile. You know, it gets in the way. All right. So basically, you take this brush and you buff it out. I want to say maybe this. I think it is dual fiber brush, but it's just, you know, the white part is just shorter. And then you always want to make sure that you blend into your neckline. I mean, this matches my skin pretty well, so I don't necessarily have to like worry about that. But if you take a picture, you don't want it to look like a cake face. Now, this has SPF 15. Now, I'm going to tell you this for those of you who don't know. Foundations with SPF in it, when you take a picture, even if the foundation does match your skin, it's going to look like it doesn't because SPF, whatever, it's like white. So white reflects light. So when you take a picture, it's going to look like a mask. It's going to be like, oh, well, this is darker, and then like her face is lighter. So be mindful of that when you guys know that you're going to be like photographed, especially like at night with, you know, high lightage or whatever you want to call it. And then, you know, you just basically want to make sure that this is buffed in, because I only use a little bit because I still want it to look like it's my skin, just, you know, I guess better looking, more perfect, I guess you want to say. Okay, so that's about that. Then I'm going to take, this is like one of my favorite MAC brushes. This is actually supposed to be a blush brush, but I don't like the control it gives me with blush. Maybe my hands are retarded and I'm not holding it right, but I don't really like the control that it gives me. So I always use my MSF. For a while, I used to just use my MAC, I don't say it's Fix Plus, Studio Fix foundation. I have it. It's a powder foundation, but you know, I bought it when I first like started doing makeup, and I realized like this is a freaking full coverage foundation, even for a powder. So it was really heavy. So I've always used my MSF ever since I got it, and I prefer this because it's very light. Like this is, you know, the little bit of color that you get on it, and basically, you know, you do the same thing as far as buffing it, and this helps me. This does help me stay matte. I think I'm going to try to buy, what is it? I think it's called the Studio Care Blends foundation, but you can do, I mean, what is it? Is it foundation? Powder. Or you can use a translucent powder, but I do find, especially like if you are African American or just of a darker skin tone, like darker than me, like and you have dry skin, those translucent powders make you look really ashy. So I just prefer to use MSF. It gives, you know, to me a more natural finish than those. I've never actually used a translucent powder. Oh, yes, I have. I've used it under my eyes, but I didn't really like the way it looked because it seemed like it was drying. And, you know, your eye, the skin under your eye is definitely a different texture from the rest of your skin. So it's more sensitive. So you don't want to, you know, have it getting all dry and you're looking old really fast. So, yeah. So this is the finished results of the foundation. I'm sorry about the lighting. So after I'm done recording this, I'm gonna see how this shit looks, and hopefully I'll upload it. Not have to like record this again. But yeah. So this, I know I have my scarf on because I got out the shower and, you know, my hair is wrapped under here. And it doesn't make no sense for me to have it out and then I'm going to do another tutorial. So, you know, whatever. So, oh yeah, but I do have a little bit of saddle in my crease. This is my blended color. I use this like all the time. But yeah, so this is the finished look. You can definitely contour your face, use bronzer. If you want, the bronzer that I have been really liking lately is the NARS Casino bronzer. It looks like this. I usually keep the plastic on it so that it can protect the mirror because I hate seeing like dirty mirrors. But yeah, so I'll be back with another tutorial as far as what look I'm going to do with my eyes. So I hope you guys enjoy this foundation tutorial and I hope it's helpful. For any other videos you guys want to see, just leave comments down below or inbox me, whatever. And do you guys know that I do actually respond back to you guys' comments? Because some people leave comments or they ask me a question, I respond back, and I never give anything like, you know, just say okay or something. You don't have to necessarily like respond, like have a whole paragraph or anything, but just say okay, you know, I get it, whatever. But anyway, all right, see you guys later. Bye.